The music of Antonin Dvorak on WQXR with the London Symphony Orchestra under the direction of Istvan Kertész, the Carnival Overture, Dvorak's Opus 92. And with its conclusion, and with what little time we have left, allow me to bring you the latest traffic report. At 1 o'clock today, the New York Mets returned to Shea Stadium for their season home opener. And there were delays all over the place on the Grand Central Parkway, the Long Island Expressway, the Van Wyck Expressway, the Whitestone as well, and Triborough Bridge. That's going to be happening after the game as well. And let me point out that fans may take the number 7 train or the Long Island Railroad home, if indeed it is home to which they are heading. In Queens, eastbound on the Belt Parkway at Farmers Boulevard, an accident blocking the left lane with delays all the way back to the Van Wyck. And the Van Wyck Expressway at Jamaica Avenue is experiencing all lanes closed in both directions because of police activity. I told you about that car that had jumped to the overpass on the Jackie Robinson Parkway eastbound after Cypress Hill Avenue, an accident blocking one lane. And there's the traffic report on the classical station of the New York Times, WQXR New York. It's 6 o'clock and time for the news brought to you by Amtrak. For information and reservations, call 1-800-USA-RAIL. Here with the news, Steve Powers.
Good evening. It's 64 degrees and mostly sunny in Central Park. Microsoft took it on the chin today, and its investors went along for the fall. Anticipating a decision in the antitrust case, Microsoft stock dropped 14.5%, or 15 3/8 points, and that led the charge on the NASDAQ Composite, which suffered its largest one-day point drop ever, 349 points, and its 5th biggest decline ever. After the market closed, U.S. District Judge Thomas Penfield Jackson decided that Microsoft violated the Sherman Antitrust Act. Among other things, the judge says Microsoft illegally integrated its Internet Explorer web browser into the Windows operating system. The judge says Microsoft bullied computer makers and Internet services to thwart competition, and the judge opened the door for suits by states under anti-competition laws. The next step is for the judge to impose sanctions, a process that can take about 6 months after hearings, and Microsoft says it will appeal the decision. Government officials in Tokyo say they cannot confirm a report that Prime Minister Keizo Obuchi is clinically brain dead and being kept alive on life support. The 62-year-old Prime Minister lapsed into a coma yesterday after suffering a stroke. The father of Cuban survivor Elian Gonzalez and 27 other people formally asked the U.S. diplomatic mission in Havana today for visas to enter the United States and to take custody of the 6-year-old boy. There is no word on when the father will make the trip to the States. In an apparent breakthrough in relations, Libya has invited a senior Israeli politician to visit Libya. In Tel Aviv, the Israeli Labor Department confirmed that its Secretary General had received an official invitation to visit the North African country. Gun control advocates say that new rules in effect in Massachusetts are a huge victory. As of today, Saturday night specials are banned, and any handguns sold in the state must include child-proof locks, tamper-proof serial numbers, and safety warnings. Paleontologists in Argentina's Patagonian hinterland say they have found what they believe to be the first nests of plant-eating dinosaurs ever discovered. The researchers in Argentina found depressions holding 15 to 35 eggs each, with the eggs appearing to rest in depressions of clay. And a Texas man is going to pay dearly for his craving for chocolate. Kenneth Payne is going to prison for 16 years for stealing a Snickers bar from a convenience store. Payne has several previous convictions, including one for stealing a bag of Oreos, and prosecutors tried him as a habitual offender, making the candy bar theft a felony. The weather forecast tonight: cloudy with showers, occasionally heavy, and a thunderstorm is possible, the low in the 50s. Tomorrow, occasional showers and thunderstorms, heavy at times, with the high in the 60s. Right now, it's mostly sunny. Winds are from the south at 6 miles an hour. Humidity 75%. It's 64 degrees in Central Park. The news has been sponsored by Amtrak. For information and reservations, call 1-800-USA-RAIL. Market news in a moment. It's 6:04.
It was a night like any other, until I heard an ominous knock at the door.
The trip between Boston and New York is now up to 90 minutes faster.
Slowly, I crept down the stairs. The end.
Better write shorter stories. Amtrak introduces a Acela regional service, laptop outlets, brighter lighting, and up to 90 minutes faster. For reservations, call Amtrak at 1-800-USA-RAIL.
You know, it's nice to recycle.
Sure is. I like coffee.
Yeah, coffee's good. I bought myself some new shoelaces.
Really?
The trip between Boston and New York is now up to 90 minutes shorter.
Maybe I'll buy some too.
Better avoid deep conversations. Amtrak introduces a Acela regional service, one morning and evening departure daily. For reservations, call Amtrak at 1-800-USA-RAIL.
In business news, Netscape, the maker of the web browsing software at the heart of the U.S. government's antitrust case against Microsoft, is set to unveil tomorrow a much-delayed upgrade that marks the sharply curtailed ambitions of the once pioneering program. Netscape 6, the latest version of the program millions rely on as their primary window to the Internet, will be introduced at a trade show in Los Angeles. U.S. manufacturing expanded for the 14th straight month in March, while rising costs for oil and other raw materials pushed an index of prices paid by factories to its highest level in 5 years. General Motors Corporation sales of North American-built cars and light trucks rose 1% in March on demand for sport utility vehicles and pickup trucks. Discounts led to records for Ford Motor Company and Daimler Chrysler. Legato Systems, which makes software to retrieve large volumes of data from computer systems, fell 55% today after the company said it may reduce fourth quarter and 1999 revenue following an audit of financial results. U.S. Treasuries rose, pushing the yield on the 30-year bond to a 10-month low as the NASDAQ composite plunged today. Nabisco Group Holdings said it may sell itself or its stake in the maker of Oreo cookies and Ritz crackers 4 days after financier Carl Icahn proposed raising his stake to 40% to force a sale. The yen had its biggest drop in 10 months against the dollar and sank against the euro after the Bank of Japan sold its currency in a bid to keep exports competitive and an economic rebound on track. Here, the Dow Jones Industrial Average closed the day up 300 points at 11,221. The S&P 500 up 7. The NASDAQ Composite lost 349 points to close at 4223. There were 1,565 advancers, 1,495 decliners on the big board. Among the more active stocks, Microsoft was down 15 3/8 at 90 7/8. Cisco Systems down 4 3/8 at 72 15/16. America Online was down 1 3/4 at 65.5. Pfizer up 1 11/16 at 38.25, and Citigroup was up 2 1/16 at 61 15/16. In London, the FTSE index was down 78. The CAC index in Paris down 155. In Frankfurt, the DAX index was down 170, and in Toronto, the TSE 300 closed down 87 points this afternoon. The dollar fell against the yen and fell against the mark, and in London, gold rose 75 cents to $277.50 the ounce. And that's the business report. Cloudy with showers tonight, 64 degrees right now, and that's the news at 6:08. I'm Steve Powers.
Hi, this is Mason Adams. What do you think of when you hear the name Salvation Army? You think of a volunteer on a cold, windy street corner, an organization that helps children, that provides food, clothing, and shelter to over 10 million Americans every year. Yes, the Salvation Army is all of those things, but here's something you may not know. Your gift of $5,000 or more can establish a charitable gift annuity which will guarantee income to you for life. You specify how and where your gift will be used from 140 types of charitable programs. You can also give publicly traded securities, and there are considerable income and tax advantages for both types of giving. If you're over 55, you owe it to yourself to find out about charitable gift annuities from the Salvation Army. It's their own special way of saying thank you. Call toll-free 888-234-8888 for information. That's 888-234-8888.
Speaking of 8, it's now 8:30 past the hour of 6. I'm Lloyd Moss, and we've practically another hour together, you and I. We part company at 7 o'clock, and there's lots of good music between this point and that one. We're going to start with something by Rafe Vaughan Williams. He calls this music household music. I don't know why. I think probably because it's music to dust by. Richard Hickox conducting the Northern Sinfonia Orchestra.